Welcome to From the Pastor's Kitchen, where I get to share with you two of my greatest passions, my love for Christ and cooking. Hey, today I am going to share with you a fantastic recipe for Branzino Seabass fish. Normally I have the sea bass already filleted, but this time for the Branzino I have the entire fish. I've cut the head off of it, I've scaled it, and then I deboned it in the center and opened it up in the center. So I'm going to take this Branzino sea bass and I'm going to pan-sear it, and then I'm going to roast it, but I'm going to fill it full of savory herbs to kind of bring out the flavor in it and enhance it. It doesn't need much because it's a light flaky fish and it is wonderful. So I want you to take a glance now at the fish, and we're going to go ahead and season it with several seasonings and herbs, okay? So stand by. Okay, this is the Branzino fish, and what I've done, cleaned it, and when I flip it over, you'll see that the center bone in it has been cut out. Still has the tail on it, but it's a whole fish, and you'll get an opportunity to see that. So we're going to season it quite a bit. I have some salt-free seasoning. It's important to put plenty of herbs on it, and you'll be able to see that for the end results of it. Front and back always. I'm going to put plenty. This is the back of it. We're going to leave the back out when I put it in the oven. I have the oven preheated now at 350 degrees, and so that the back of this will char just a little bit. These are savory herbs, a combination of several herbs in here, and that's what you want to get on this fish. It really brings out the flavor in it. And then for the final, once it comes out of the oven, we'll take a little bit of lemon, a fresh lemon, and put some of that on it as well. I'm going to use a little adobo. You know that I'm not using much of it at all on my food at all. Black pepper. There's plenty of herbs on here. Black pepper. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Garlic and herbs. Nothing but herbs, you all. Nothing but herbs. And this is the skin side of it. And lastly, we're going to blacken it with some obey. Okay? Here we go. This is the back side of it. The second fish. I'm only going to prepare one of them for you, and then we'll just do the other. But when they're all done, I'll show you the final presentation on both of them. Okay, we've done one side. We're going to flip it over now to get to the other side. It's a white flaky fish that's light to the taste as well, and just a wonderful flavor to it as well. It's not a lot of bones in it, so nothing to panic about. Again, let's start again with the savory herbs here. Now, the savory herbs I get from the market. It's a combination of several herbs in it, maybe some thyme in it, a little bit of rosemary in it as well too. So it's a combination of herbs in here. I take this same herb and I use it sometimes, black pepper, when I'm doing my stock. I put the herbs in my stock to enhance the flavor in my stock. Or either I may buy a stalk of herbs all together, rope them and put them in there too as well. All right, the fish must get both sides of it. Plenty of herbs on it. I got my skillet over here getting hot now. Make sure I'm checking on that. I don't want it to be too hot. Black pepper, I did those. A little bit of adobo. Both sides of it. Both sides. Garlic and herbs. Garlic and herbs. There we go. Put a little bit more of that on it. You can see plenty of herbs are on here. Blackened for this side. I'm going to put this side face down in a cast iron skillet, which I have in there now some avocado oil. It's a smoky oil that's used for this that will change the flavor of the fish as well. I'm going to add just a little bit of butter in there with the oil to enhance the flavor of this. So we're going to do the back side first. the open side of it first and leave the back open when we put it in the oven on a pan. I'm going to take this now, take a few onions, put it on the inside of it. You got dried onions, putting it on the inside of it. Only on the inside, not on the outside of it. Wow. The flavor smells good too. I love when you season food properly. The flavoring of it comes out so well. So we're going to move over to the stove now, and we're going to put this, flip it down, which on the open side, as I said, this is the open side, on a hot cast iron skillet. Then we're going to lay them out on a pan and put them in the oven on roast 350 degrees for about maybe 10 minutes at the most. It doesn't take long to cook these at all. Okay, let's move over to the stove. Okay, we're over at the stove now. Skillet is pretty hot. I'm gonna take some butter and put it here. You can tell that it's pretty warm. I'm also gonna take some minced garlic. About a teaspoon, perhaps a tablespoon, and add it to it as well. I always talk about layering flavors. This is going to be about a tablespoon, 2 teaspoons full. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now, let's take the fish, open face, lay it down in here. There we go. There we go. I'm going to let this sit in here for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I may flip it because I want to get the flavoring from the skillet in here, a little bit of the oil on here and a little bit of the butter on here. But we're going to let this sit about 3 to 5 minutes. Then we're going to put it in a pan. The oven, once again, is preheated to 350 degrees. And we got it on roast. I have a convection oven, so I have it on roast. And it'll sit in there maybe 7 to 10 minutes because I'm going to do about 3 minutes on here. Not that long. We'll be right back. Once this is done on this side, we're going to flip it. Flip it on the back side of it. Look at this. Let it sit. It's not too long. Didn't let it sit too long. So it's cooked on that side there. I'm only going to let it get the seasoning on this side, and then I'm going to take it and we're going to place it in the oven. Once again, the oven is preheated at 350 degrees already. Adding a little bit more butter to this. That's all, because I want to get the flavor in here, in this fish. Now the tail will cook once I put it in the oven. It's not fully cooked at all. Just a little charge, which will just add flavor to it as well. And take the fish and pull it up some. You capturing it, Rosie? Make sure we get the full fish in here. Come on over and get a little closer. There we go. There we go. And all I want to do here is to make sure I get the oils and the flavor on the back side of it. I'm going to take this out now. Pick it up. Take it out. I didn't want it to tear, but it's doing just that. Let me get it different in here. Get a spatula with this. And lift this up. And now, oh man, it's coming apart. It's so... I didn't think it would do that. It held up so well. Do one side of it. Let's get the other side of it. There we go. For both sides of it. Yeah. See how I have it now? And I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it. That's what I want to do. Pull it up on the pan. I have the other one that I want to put in here as well. The oil is in there already. More butter and put it down in here. A little bit more oil. I'm going to take some garlic once again and add the garlic in here, which is quite hot. I'll turn it off now. You can smell the smokiness from the avocado oil in here. This is a tablespoon of garlic. Let's take this Branzino fish here, put it face down. Wow. That's all I want to do to it. Let that cook for about 3 minutes. Then I'm going to flip it. We're going to put it on the back side here and put it in the oven and roast it once again at 350 degrees for about 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna flip this on the back side. This is the second twist. Lay it down. Oh wow, that just looks so good. Look how smooth it looks. Take the oil and make sure, I'm making sure the oil hits the back side of the fish as well with the butter on it. That's important to do. There we go. I can smell the herbs on here. It's a wonderful aroma. Cooked this so well. Okay. We're going to wait about another minute. We're going to flip this, and they're both going to go into the oven. What I've done too is that I've taken some of the savory herbs and put on the top of here, and then once again, because I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'm going to take whatever oils that are on the left in this skillet and pour on both of the fish. Okay? This I'm going to move up now. Take it out. Move both sides of it. And take it and put it in here. Flip it over. That's all I want to do. Flip it over. Take the tail back out on the side there. Take some more herbs. Turn this off because it's like it's burning, but it is not really burning. Put some more herbs on the back side of it. Okay. Now, let's take this from the skillet and pour the oils on top of it. There we go. On the back of it. Excellent. Take the remainder of the butter. Put it there. Put some butter here. Oh, this smells so great, you all. Oh my God. It really does. Let's turn it off. Move this off of this fire here. Put the butter on there. Now, take this and put it in the oven. Put it on the second level, not the first, because I don't want it charred too much, but I want it to cook, and I want this skin to actually get crispy on the back side. There we go. About another 7 to 10 minutes. That's it. Okay, P-Fam, I am doing a light gravy for this fish. Took the residue that was left in here to add to my rice that I have here to take it up to another level here and to change the flavor of this. And all I did was added some butter in here, and the residue that's left in here, I'm just going to add it. I'm going to strain it over my rice, and I want to taste it first before I add it to it. It needs a little bit of seasoning in it. There we go. Really good. So let me add a little bit of adobo here. Keep it in the same line of the fish that we've cooked, and I'm adding some savory herbs to it. Okay. There we go. Come back. Let's taste it again. So much better. Still missing a little bit of something. Let's do a little bit of garlic over here. There we go. I'm just going to add that over the rice. Because you know, I normally do a brown rice and quinoa. And that's exactly what I've done. Okay. Now let's try it one more time. Much better. Taste the herbs in it. I'm going to add a little bit more. This is heavy cream to it. So I don't want it to be too salty. I like the flavors in it now. I'm going to add this over the rice so the rice will not just dry out. You got to have more. It's picking up and enhancing the flavors from the residue was in there. I need to add 2 more seasoning in there. So I turned up the fire on this just a little bit. Gonna add a little bit more butter to it. There we go. Let's taste it as we go along. It doesn't need any more seasoning in it at all. Go. I'm going to let that cook just a little bit more, and I believe we've got it. I'm letting it cook so that the flavors can blend in together. That's why I'm doing it like that. Let it cook a little bit longer to make sure that I just don't have cream here. That's important. Cream mixing with the butter. And the herbs in here as well. A little bit more herbs. This was a last minute thought. But I know that if I'm doing this rice, it's got to have flavor to it as well. Here we go. Take this now and pour it over the rice. Look at there. Pour that over the rice. There we go. That is it. And then we'll take the fish that is open, the Branzino Seabass, and lay it on top of here. Okay, P-Fam, I am back for the final presentation of this Branzino Seabass fish. But before I pull it out, I want to give you a word. I just ministered recently out of 1 Peter, the 1st chapter in the 16th verse, where the Lord is saying, "Be ye holy, for I am holy." God has standards. And many times we have standards too in our own lives, but they may not be in agreement with the Lord. And so what he's saying to us, to be ye holy, to walk according to his word, because Christ has been the Christos, the anointed one, an example for all of us. It isn't difficult. What becomes so difficult for us is when we go against the word. And many of us know the way, but we choose to do what we want to do. Life is about choices, but we want to live up to the standards of the word of the Lord. And it says, "Be ye holy, walk according to the word of the Lord." And if we don't know the instructions, when you go into the DMV to take your driver's license, you've read the handbook. You have an opportunity to read the handbook, which is the word of God. Be ye holy, for I am holy. I'm going to pull out this Branzino Seabass fish now for the final presentation for you to view. Wow. You see it is charred. I have some rice, quinoa, and brown rice here available. I have to pick it up with both of these because I don't want it to come apart. And I'm going to take this and sit this on the side of here like that. Then I'm going to take the other side over here because it's fully cooked and sit it on the other side as well over here. Yes. This one is coming apart, but it's okay. You capturing it, Rosie? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's wonderful. It's going to be really wonderful. The taste is phenomenal, I tell you. So this is the sea bass, and I put a light gravy under here just to enhance the rice, which I thought it would make a difference for this fish as well, because I didn't want it to be so dry as well. So I'm going to add this to the final presentation for the table. Come on, follow me, Raziel. So today's meal is the sea bass, the Branzino sea bass, some fried shrimp, which are jumbo shrimp that we have here, some steamed broccoli, and we have catfish that is butterflied and fried and deboned down the center of it. Hey, I'm going to present you with the recipe for this Branzino sea bass fish. Please like, share, subscribe. Most of all, please like, share, subscribe, and your comments are always welcome. And I pray that you will enjoy the recipe as much as we're going to enjoy eating it today.